My lord finally snapped out of it and shouted for the guards to seize the old man. The lunatic yelled as they were carrying him out, "That's not my fault!" and made a break for it, shoving his cart along. Everything was absolute madness. And the bird just kept laughing and laughing.
Yikes, they can't possibly catch up, can they?
Oh my gosh, I love his voice.
Something useful here.
Oh, we're gonna have fun. Oh man, his voice is so sweet, dude. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay. I haven't actually read his in-game story yet. I'm gonna, just like I do with all of them, this is gonna be a cold read, which is what it's called when an actor reads something, but they have never seen the words before that moment when they're reading it. It's called a cold read. Happens all the time at auditions. They're like, oh, hey, can you just, would you cold read this for me? And they'll just hand you some sides you've never seen. All I knew was their tweet, which said that there was a new bumbling inventor in town, and that he's always wanted to invent something great, but he's always fallen just a little short because his inventions get really crazy and fail in like epic ways. And that the Hypogeans at some point had taken notice of him and his silly failed inventions all the time, and they started having fun cursing his inventions so that it now, like, the Hypogeans are actually in on it, and they are part of the reason that his inventions won't work anymore. Okay. Yeah, he just came out today, you guys. This is literally his first day. He makes me think of Maurice from Beauty and the Beast, is what I instantly thought of. Like a bumbling inventor. Oh, look at the little hypo thing that watches him. Look at this art, you guys. This little hypo with the like non-face eye thing. This is so cool. Knox, cursed conjurer.
There has to be something useful here. Time to showcase my finest creature. There has to be something useful here.
There has to be something useful here.
Time to showcase my finest creature.
Time to showcase my finest creatures.
There has to be something useful here.
There has to be something useful here.
Knox, cursed conjurer. Brothers and sisters of the divine light, we've finally made some progress on the recent string of mysterious attacks across the territories. I get it. Okay.
Brothers and sisters of the divine light, we've finally made some progress on the recent string of mysterious attacks across the territories. During our first investigation into the disaster in the Cavendish estate, the Inquisition uncovered a key witness settlement.
After all these years working for Lord Cavendish, I've had enough. Some maniac just set fire to the whole castle. Nah, that's not enough. Well, after all these years working for Lord Cavendish, I've had enough. Some maniac just set fire to the whole castle. It was early in the morning. I was on my way to deliver hay to the castle. On the road,
I spotted a shabby old man dragging a cart behind him, struggling with each step. He smelled foul, and he kept glancing over his shoulder anxiously, as if someone was after him. There was an eerie-looking bird perched on his cart, just sitting there, perfectly still. I have to admit, it made my skin crawl. We both stopped at the castle gates. While I waited for the gates to open, the old man raised a flag and started shouting, "Ladies and gentlemen, gather round! Lay your eyes on the finest KitchenAids and time-saving inventions, all crafted by old Knox here." His raspy voice quickly attracted a crowd. The stable hand called out,
Oi! What are you peddling then?
The old man rummaged around and pulled out a bell with a flywheel attached to it. It looked rather heavy. "Place this bell in your barn," he said, "and the sound of a cat will scare away the mice." He spun the flywheel, and sure enough, the bell made a meowing sound, like there was a cat inside. He carried on. "Just spin the wheel 10 times every quarter of an hour, and the bell will keep ringing." The stable hand scoffed. "Every quarter of an hour? I'd have to spend me all day spinning this thing." And the carpenter joined in. "You got anything useful?" The old man replied, "Well, how about this?" He pulled out a wooden tube with a mouthpiece. When he blew into it, a puff of green smoke shot out with a bang. "This is meant for coffins," he said. "Fix it to the lid, and if someone's still breathing inside, it'll set off the fireworks, letting you know they're still alive." The crowd erupted into laughter again. The milkman quipped, "If I ever saw fireworks going off in a graveyard, I'd run for my life." In the midst of all this, the castle steward opened the gates and stepped out. Seeing the crowd laughing at the old man, he grabbed him quick-like and led him inside, saying, "You're late. Our lord has important guests today. Come on." He motioned for us servants to follow. I'd heard that knights from the nearby territories had arrived, and the banquet was so crowded that I found myself helping with the drinks. Soon the lord grew tired of the music and clapped his hands, telling the steward,
Go fetch the jester!
The steward left, and to our surprise, he returned with the old man. The lord looked confused and asked,
Who is this?
The steward replied, "Don't be fooled by his appearance, my lord. This morning, he had the townspeople in fits of laughter at the gates." Still skeptical, the lord asked the old man,
What can you do?
The old man, either nervous or excited, replied in a trembling voice, "My lord, I have many unique inventions that will fill your days with greater ease and pleasure." The lord, now intrigued, said,
Oh? Well, let's see what you've got, old man.
The old man let out a sharp, "Hey!" and shooed away the creepy bird on his cart. He then pulled out a large pair of pliers, but they had a set of false teeth attached to them. The guests leaned in curiously, as did I, and the old man explained. My lord, if you ever have trouble chewing tough bones, just where these false teeth, hold the pliers with both hands, and they'll crush the bones for you. Oh, Noxy. He put on the false teeth, grabbed a wooden spoon, and snapped it in half with a crunch. My lord laughed. Interesting. Show me more. The old man eagerly dug through his cart and pulled out a tiny object. My lord, do you enjoy cockfighting? I've made special glasses for the roosters, so they won't get their eyes pecked out during a fight, and you can keep the good ones fighting. Without hesitation, my lord exclaimed, Fetch them at once! The small glasses were handed out, and laughter filled the room again. The lord, still laughing, turned to the steward and said, Where did you find this fool? I've never seen such a funny jester. Hearing this, the old man's face stiffened. I am not a jester, my lord. I'm an inventor. This only made the guests laugh harder, and the lord, catching his breath, said, An inventor! Ha! Now that is the funniest thing I've heard all year! The old man's face turned purple. Everyone laughing all around. And he muttered, I've got one last invention, my lord. I'll show you that I'm a real inventor. He scattered his belongings all over the floor and finally pulled out a scarecrow with 2 large scythes attached. He slammed it down with a thud. Behold, my lord! This is a scythe golem, capable of harvesting the work of 30 men in a single day. As he spoke, he activated the scarecrow, and the 2 scythes began spinning faster and faster, their sharp edges glinting. Ka-ting! Some of the ladies shrieked in fear. The steward was getting fed up and barked, Enough, all right, you can go now. Thank you. That was something, that really was. But as soon as he got close to the old man, the scarecrow's sickle flashed through the air and sliced off his arm. Oh, my arm! Everyone froze, stunned. Out of nowhere, a horrible crackling echo cackled from above. I looked up and saw that creepy bird perched on the rafters, its blood-red eye gleaming as it cackled wickedly. A bird, cackling, with red eyes. My lord finally snapped out of it and shouted for the guards to seize the old man. The lunatic yelled as they were carrying him out, "That's not my fault!" and made a break for it, shoving his cart along. Everything turned to chaos. One guard tripped him, and the coffin, like firework he was carrying, crashed to the floor, exploding in a wild blaze. It lit up the whole banquet hall. Then a knight shouted,
"It's him! He's the one who set fire to our lands! I recognize those flames! We've been hunting the Arsonists! We thought it was that well-dressed group of rebels with the top hats, but it's this madman right here!
The knights rushed at him, but the strange bird swooped down with a screech. I swear it said, "Don't spoil the fun." The green flames, like they were under the bird's control, blocked the knight's way. One knight went face first into a set of bouncing fake dentures, ripping his jaw off, okay? The rooster's glasses got lodged in the Lord's throat. I said they were small, but they weren't that small. And the flywheel from the cat bell smashed that pretty little maid's skull. The one who wears the shorts. The booty shorts. Everything was absolute madness. And the bird just kept laughing and laughing. By the time I got out, that wretched coward was long gone. So many lives were lost, and I swore if I ever saw another damn inventor, I'd make sure they'd pay. When we examined the so-called inventions from the witness reports, it turned out every one of them was tainted with Hypogean power. Hypogean power. Okay? The wisest clerics suggested that the Hypogeans had deeply influenced the suspect, controlling him for their own amusement. The suspect, now paranoid, seemed to have no idea what the Hypogeans were doing to him. I'm not sure this is my part of the story.
When we examined the so-called inventions from the witness reports, it turned out every one of them was tainted with Hypogean power. The wisest clerics suggested that the Hypogeans had deeply influenced the subject, controlling him for their own amusement. Suspect, now paranoid, seemed to have no idea what the Hypogeans were doing to him. Given the suspect's destructive nature and potential for God knows what kind of damage, his ability to slip away, we need to capture him as soon as possible.
Yeah, the arsonists shout, not bad, right? The arsonist improv shout out. Yeah. Poggers is right. Poggers, everyone, and thank you. Hey, sweetie, you've summoned another elite. You've summoned another elite. Epic invites for you. Epic invite for you. La la la. La la la. Oh no, I lost one or two or five.
Knox, Cursed Conjurer. Brothers and sisters of the Divine Light, we've finally made some progress on the recent string of mysterious attacks. You know what, Danger? I thought I wanted to read this one, but I think I might let you do it. Can you do it for me, sweetie? You're the best. You've summoned another elite voice acting performance on a cold read by DangerGrey.
Thanks, Dolly. That's mighty kind of you.